Ethan never thought of himself as lonely. Busy, tired, worn down, yes, but lonely. He didn't have time to think about that. His life revolved around routines, morning alarms, school lunches, laundry folded late at night when the house was quiet. Since his wife passed away 3 years earlier, everything he did had one purpose: his daughter, Lily. She was 8 now, old enough to notice things, old enough to see that her dad smiled less than he used to. Ethan's friends noticed it too. They had known him since college, back when life was loud and careless, back when plans didn't revolve around school schedules and doctor appointments. Whenever they got together, the same topic always came up. "You can't stay like this forever," one of them said. "You need to meet someone," another added. Ethan always shut it down. "I'm not ready. And Lily comes first." So one evening, they decided to stop asking. They told him they had arranged a blind date. Nothing serious, just coffee. A chance to talk to someone. Ethan hesitated. He didn't trust their smiles, but eventually he agreed, mostly because he was tired of saying no. What he didn't know was that they hadn't arranged anything at all. There was no woman, no date, just a joke they planned to laugh about later. The cafe was quiet when Ethan arrived. Warm lights, soft music, the kind of place couples went to talk slowly. He felt ridiculous the moment he stepped inside. Then he saw her. A woman sitting alone near the window, hands wrapped around a coffee cup, staring outside as if she were waiting for something. That must be her, he thought. His heart thumped harder than he expected. He walked over. "Hi," he said carefully. "I'm Ethan." The woman looked up, surprised, but not alarmed. She paused for half a second. Then she smiled. "Yes, hi," she replied. "Please, sit." Her name was Claire. The conversation started simply. Names. Work. Small talk. Ethan felt awkward at first, apologizing too much, unsure of himself. Eventually, without meaning to, he talked about Lily. How becoming a single dad wasn't something he planned for. How every decision he made now had weight. How some nights felt unbearably quiet after Lily fell asleep. Claire listened. She didn't interrupt. She didn't pity him. She just listened. When he stopped talking, embarrassed, she said gently, "You're doing better than you think." That surprised him. They talked longer than expected. When they finally stood to leave, Ethan felt lighter, confused, but lighter. Outside the cafe, Claire smiled. "This was nice," she said. "Yes," Ethan replied honestly. "It really was." The next day, Ethan's friends laughed when they found out he had actually gone. "There was no date," one of them admitted. "We were messing with you." Ethan didn't laugh. He felt embarrassed, angry, stupid. But that feeling didn't last. Because when Claire texted him later, "I enjoyed yesterday. Would you like to meet again?" none of that mattered. They met again, this time knowingly. Then again. Weeks passed. Their meetings were simple. Coffee, walks, quiet dinners. Nothing rushed. Nothing dramatic. Claire never tried to replace anyone. She never crossed boundaries. She respected Ethan's pace. One evening, Ethan asked if she would like to meet Lily. Claire hesitated. "I've never been around kids much," she admitted. "But I'd like to try." When they met, Lily stayed close to Ethan at first, watching carefully. Claire didn't force anything. She talked to Lily the same way she talked to Ethan. Softly, honestly, without pretending. By the end of the evening, Lily was laughing. On the drive home, she was quiet. Then she asked, "Dad, is Claire coming again?" Ethan smiled. "If you'd like." "Yes," Lily said quickly. Over the next few weeks, Claire became part of their routine. Not replacing anything, just fitting in naturally. One night, after Claire had gone home, Lily sat on Ethan's bed. "Dad," she said, serious, "can I ask you something?" Ethan nodded. "Why can't Claire be my mom?" The question hit him harder than he expected. He sat beside her. "I already have a mom," Lily continued softly. "But Claire is kind. She listens. And when she smiles at me, it feels warm." Ethan didn't answer right away. Because for the first time in years, The idea didn't feel like betrayal. It felt like possibility. Months later, Ethan told Claire the truth about the cafe. That night had started as a joke. Claire laughed quietly. "Well," she said, "I'm glad you sat down anyway." Ethan looked at her. "So am I." What his friends thought was a harmless prank had quietly changed everything. Not through drama, not through force, but through honesty, patience, and kindness. Sometimes life doesn't change loudly. Sometimes it changes when you walk into the wrong cafe, sit at the wrong table, and meet the right person anyway. And that was something none of them ever expected. After that night, Ethan began noticing small things. The way mornings felt lighter. The way Lily laughed more easily. The way coming home no longer felt like walking into silence. Claire didn't rush him. She never asked for promises or made plans too far ahead. She simply stayed, present, steady, and real. On weekends, they cooked simple meals together. Sometimes nothing more than pasta and laughter. Sometimes just tea and long conversations after Lily had gone to bed. Ethan realized something then. For the first time since loss had reshaped his life, he wasn't surviving anymore. He was living. One evening, Lily fell asleep on the couch, her head resting against Claire's arm. Claire didn't move. She stayed still, afraid to wake her. Ethan watched from across the room. And in that quiet moment, he understood that love didn't always arrive with fireworks or certainty. Sometimes it arrived gently, and waited for you to notice. The joke that was meant to embarrass him had done the opposite. It reminded him that even after heartbreak, life could still surprise you. That even after loss, something good could still grow. And that sometimes, the best chapters begin when you almost don't show up at all. Ethan never thanked his friends for the joke. He didn't need to. Because the truth was simple. He had walked into that cafe expecting nothing, and walked out with a second chance.